Today's deck is composed almost completely of 2-drop spells. Now, why would we build the deck this way? That's because we're trying to combo off with the Sedgemoor Witch and the Seagate Stormcaller. 2 cards that go well together because the Sedgemoor Witch will spit out a 1/1 pest every time we cast a spell, and then the Seagate Stormcaller is going to allow us to copy those spells if they're 2 CMC or less. So there's going to be a lot of value being generated with those 2 cards. Now we have a lot of cards that go well with the pest mechanic, things like Plumb the Forbidden as well as Rite of Oblivion for removal as well as card advantage. And then we have some really great control cards like Humiliate. If we can copy that, it's going to allow us to hit our opponent's hand twice. And we've also got things like Revitalize for double the card draw, double the life gain. So this deck is going to want to control the matchup and go super late game and just kind of grind our opponent out while doing incremental damage along the way. And we have a pretty cool top end with the Invoke Despair to try to finish out the game strong. And this deck is a lot of fun. It's a very grindy control type of a deck with some cool mechanics. But if you guys enjoy content just like this, don't forget to hit that like button as well as the subscribe button. And if you guys want the full deck breakdown, it will be at the end of this video here today. There's also a link to that deck list down below in the description. And lastly, a little bit of housekeeping. The recording time for me this weekend has been a little bit pushed back because I had a lot going on. So unfortunately, there will only be 3 videos this week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So be on the lookout for that. And hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content. With that being said, enjoy the gameplays, guys. Peace. Be sure to check out the new Swayze shop that just went live. Get yourself a really cool community-inspired t-shirt, all while helping support the channel. Links to the shop will be down below in the description. And with that being said, enjoy the games. Peace. What's going on, everybody? We have a fantastic list for you today. This one's going to be an Esper deck revolving around Sedgemoor Witch, a really cool, interesting card that I've actually never got the chance to play, I don't think. But we're going to be doing it in an Esper build today. Super cool deck that basically consists solely of 2 drops, which is pretty cool and unique. Let's go ahead and keep this hand. I think we can make this work. We got Hunt for Specimens, so we can go early into the sideboard and try to find some stuff. Invoke Despair is going to be a little tough to cast, but we do find another black source, which is super helpful. All right, Ranger class. Okay, so they're going to be pretty aggressive here. We're looking for maybe a Meat Hook Massacre to save our skins here. I mean, this is always going to be nice against any sort of creature build. We're going to want to, you know, mitigate any sort of damage we can. All right, the Cavalry Charms coming in, or the Courtyards, I mean, are coming in. They're getting only Selesnya color so far. They can get a Mountain, but have not gotten it yet. All right, we're going to take damage because we can kill the 3/3 with this. That's not a bad top deck, actually. Yeah, I mean, let's just keep the damage to a minimum here. Yeah, I think that's fair. Keep the damage to a minimum. Look to build up to an Invoke Despair. That'll take care of the Ranger class. Can't imagine they're going to be playing a lot of enchantments here in this build. It could be a Selesnya enchantment deck. I could be wrong, but that seems kind of odd that they're running Cavalry and yeah, it just doesn't seem normal. Let me just double check here. There's nothing really I can take care of that with in the sideboard. What's the move here? What is the move here? I kind of want to just go take a look at the top of their deck, I think. We'll take the Gala. Yeah, let's play the Gala Greeters. That's not a bad idea. I mean, it can get us the treasures that we need for the Invoke Despair. So we play Hunt for Specimens. We then generate a treasure, which is nice. It's not terrible. Because I need to get to this Invoke Despair ASAP. It's going to answer that Ranger class problem, which is honestly a really big problem. Because if they can just keep playing things from the top of their deck, it's not going to be good for us. All right, they're going to take down the Gala Greeters. That's fine. Not the most ideal situation, but it's fine. All right, we got to Plumb the Forbidden, which is super helpful. Let's grab this, and I guess let's just try to plumb here. I mean, we could just, yeah, let's not miss our land drops. Let's not miss our land drops here. I think that'd be a bad decision to miss the land drop here. All right, Let this Pegasus do its thing. If it deals combat damage to player, draw a card if you had 2 or more creatures enter the battlefield under your control this turn. So they got to have 2 creatures at the field here in order to get the full effect of the Pegasus. They do have plenty of mana to make that happen. And now they get a treasure as well. There's the card draw. Okay, fair enough. We're still looking for one more swamp here to get this Evoke Despair off. It'll be great because that Ranger class hasn't got any value off of its level 3 just yet. I'd like to keep it that way. That's not terrible. That's not terrible. And let's not forget about Revitalize. Siphoning Insight as well. I mean, we can get, if we get a land off the top of their deck, we're going to regret not playing this now, but yeah, I guess we play it now just in case. Just in case. Moon Dancers. This can get me a basic Mountain Forest or Plains. I think I take the Moon Dancer. I think I take the Moon Dancer because I actually have Revitalize, which plays into the Moon Dancer pretty well, and I get to you know, I get to scry a little bit, so that's really nice. Let's see what we can do, man. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, they're just not utilizing red at all, which is kind of interesting why they're playing this. Maybe they have some landfall trigger stuff. I don't know. Or I guess it's because of the life gain. Now that I've actually seen the Moon Dancer, it makes a little more sense. Nice. That answers the Invoke Despair problem we're having here, but I still think this might be the move here because we get to make this thing big, and a couple Revitalizes is great because we get to gain some life, putting us back to a good spot. Ah, I could hear a takedown. That's pretty good. All right, the Humiliates are no longer relevant, but doesn't stop us from hitting another Revitalize here, gaining some more life. Looking for the Meat Hook Massacre for sure. Like, that's the move here for sure. All right, gain some life. Where is my Meat Hook? Whenever you need a Meat Hook, you never find the Meat Hook. Come on. Out for specimens. All right, let's just go here. Eliminate one of these creatures off the field. Draw some cards. Come on. Oblivion. Yikes. Well, at least we get a Sedgemoor Witch, which means we play the Hunt for Specimens and we can start exiling some stuff. All right, they get to draw a card now too because they did just get 2 creatures to enter the battlefield this turn, so that's unfortunate. That's a bit of a yikes. Dude, a Meat Hook just obliterates this guy right now, and I just can't seem to find it. Just can't seem to find it. All right, well, we get to... let's get a Pest Summoning here. All right, we get to go ahead and blow this sucker up, which does give us a life, and it also creates us another pest. So hopefully we can start doing some stuff now. Hopefully we don't die and we can just start popping off with all these extra pests. I think we're fine. I think we're actually going to stabilize here. It just took a little while to get there. A Meat Hook would have saved us in an instant, but instead we're taking the scenic route. But I still think we're okay here, believe it or not. Wow, they don't even attack in with their bigger creatures. That's wild. All right, well, Pest Summoning it is. Let's go ahead and get some more. Let's Oblivion this because it's the biggest threat right now out there. Then create another pest, gain another life, and yeah, I mean, let's just do that. No attacks. We just got to worry about that 1/1 going over the top a bunch of times, but I mean, we got 5 turns before that kills us, and they draw into a land. Love that. All right, you're gone. We get another pest. And I think it's safe to take out the Gallic Readers here. And now we can look to just plumb the Forbidden. Draw a lot of cards, gain a lot of life. And there's the scoop. Yeah, they knew it was over. I mean, it was just going to be a grind out from there, but that's how the deck works, man. We eventually will, you know, stabilize and then grind them out. So that's how it works. Let's go. I still wish we would have got that meat hook though, man. GG. Man, that was a fun little game there. That was a nice little grind out. That's kind of what this deck does though, man. It's just definitely definitely a grindy deck that wants to try to recover late game. But yeah, man, that wasn't too bad at all. I get to go first. I get a Sedgemoor Witch to kick things off, which is perfect, and a little bit of Siphon Insight. I think I'm gonna skip on the Siphon Insight. Oh jeez. Dude, that pet always jump scares me, man. They gotta stop doing that. Why do these pets come flying from the top of your screen like that? The first time that happened to me, it legitimately jump scared me. It was wild. All right, I'm gonna hold off on the insight though until I get the witch down, because we don't have a great 2-mana spell to create a pest just yet, and we do need at least one pest to do things like Rite of Oblivion and whatnot. So we'll wait on it. I have the Meathook Massacre, so that's super helpful in this matchup. All right, and we get hit for 2. Nice little Revitalize. That'll help a lot in this matchup for sure. Now if we can get a Stormcaller, that would be phenomenal. I can't lie though, this pet looks pretty clean. I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. Allergies are the worst. Brutal Cathar. Alright, you're gonna pay the 3 life. That's messed up, man. That's messed up. All right, we do get... Oh, no. We don't get a 2 Meathook Massacre because we don't have double black. Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. Gonna have to go with another Sedgemoor Witch here and hope that they don't have another removal spell for this. That would really stink. Man, if only we went double black with the white instead. Having a little bit of color issues on this game. Mana is tricky. All right, so they're gonna swing in with... Okay, they don't want to give up the Brutal Cathar, which is smart, because I would have definitely traded for another Sedgemoor Witch back. So it is what it is. They don't actually deal the additional damage from the Thundering Raiju's ability, though. They let that slide. All right, well, now we have a 3 Meathook, which still isn't great because it still leaves the Raiju. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna Siphon Insight. Actually, are we gonna do that, or are we gonna Revitalize? Maybe Revitalize is a little more important right now. Let's Revitalize. And then yeah, Siphon Insight. I'm gonna have to do it that way, and then we can use the pests here to make some good blocks. That's a really good grab because we can blow something up, and starting next turn we can start to look to Rite of Oblivion. Only having one white source though is a little tricky in this situation. Yeah, we're gonna have to Meathook, man. 1 2 3 4 5. We have a Meathook for 3. Gosh darn it, it just doesn't take care of the big stuff, man. It doesn't take care of the big stuff, which is super frustrating. And we'd be fine if we could just get this Meathook off. Okay, there we go. Is this enough now? I think it is, right? 1 2 3 4. Okay, gosh, we just survived by the skin of our teeth here. 1 2 3 4. Thank goodness. That was huge. That was huge. I don't think I necessarily played that correctly. I could have probably Rite of Oblivion the Thundering Raiju last turn had I gone Insight first. So that was a little bit of a letdown on my part. All right, so gonna have to Oblivion. Oh gosh, but if I Oblivion, all right, so let's go Insight. Steal you, I suppose. Oblivion you. Gain a little bit of life on both of these triggers here. We get the pest life gain. We get the life gain. Oh no, we don't get that life gain. Okay, and then we go to, I guess, might as well play this out, right? All right, and they do run out hasty creatures. Highly unlikely they get a double hasty creature, like, you know, 2 hasty creatures here, but I'm gonna go ahead and just leave the Sedgemoor Witch back just in case they do. We'll see. Nice. Get a land. Bloodthirsty adversary, which is going to bring back a play with fire. Which puts me in a bind here because it's like, do we... Oh, they go face. It actually doesn't put me in that big of a bind. I thought for sure they'd blow up the 1/1 here, which would have been a better play, and then it would have forced me to make a block with the witch here, but instead they let the witch survive, giving me another life gain off of the pest. Yeah, they should have blown up the pest there, but they left the door open. Gonna have to do this first because I need to create a pest. Create the pest. And we might as well use the more expensive Oblivion here just because. And now that's dead. I mean, we are just grinding them out to a pulp right now, man. Just grinding. And then no attacks. This is going to transform into a 2/2, which we can block with our pest. And then we have a Humiliate to, you know, generate another pest here. Even though they have nothing in their hand, it's still worth playing. Oh, wow. They don't actually even attack into me, which is super shocking. All right. Well, let's just get rid of both of these then. Easy peasy. I mean, we just grinding them out here. Just Meat Hook Massacre, just destroying them right now. Just gaining a ton of life. They say good game, which it probably is here. Just doing absolute work right now. Rite of Oblivion, man. Talk about a card. That thing is a beast of a card. There's the scoop. Let's go. It was definitely not my cleanest game. Little bit of a mistakes here and there, minor ones where we could have chose the insight, and then, you know, I just need to look at my mana a little bit closer. But anyways, good game overall. Nice W. All right, solid second game, man. Let's get it. I like Sedgemoor Witch a lot. I think it's so ridiculous the amount of value that thing spits out. It's so good. It's so beyond good. Guillermo, let's go. Oh, this is not a bad hand. A little Revitalize early. I got all the mana we need. I think this should work fine. I just need to find something we can plumb. Hopefully it doesn't bite us in the butt, you know, the double black again like it did the game before. So hopefully we find some more black sources here. Maybe we don't even prioritize the blue here. I think that's where I made my real mistake last time, is prioritizing any sort of blue. Because really the only blue card we have is pretty much the Stormcaller, essentially, so. All right. All right, Jeskai, huh? Jeskai is going to be tricky. I really wish we would stop drawing lands, though. That'd be great. Not going to get anywhere by doing that. Yeah, this might be a tricky game here. We'll see. I'm going to just kick things off here with the Revitalize. I think it's fair. Another land. Unbelievable. Actually crazy, man. Okay. Pass the turn. I don't really want to plumb the Forbidden for nothing here, but it might be necessary. Meat Hook's looking really good, though, for both this and the 2/2 that comes off of the Kiki Jiki here, but man, rough. This is rough. All right. Gosh darn it. Hinata, though, I mean, again, another card that kind of requires the Meat Hook to take care of it. This is not our game, though. I mean, we've drawn so many lands this game. Yes, this is... Yeah, we're getting flooded. We're getting absolutely flooded. It's probably not going to work out in our favor here, unfortunately. And a land, I'm assuming, right? Oh, it's a Humiliate. Okay. Humiliate is not bad. It'd be really good if I had a Seagate. I need to find a Seagate, man, just to get that rolling. Get the copy spells going. I wonder how that works with Hinata, though, with us having to pay 1 extra to cast that targets. If we copy a spell and the spell's a copy, I wonder how that works out. All right. Well, let's hope they don't run counter magic. You know they do, though, because Hinata allows negate to essentially be 1 mana. But going second here was pretty much a a nail in the coffin to this matchup as well, because if we go second, meat hook is just a little bit worse, which it is. If we had gone first, we'd be hitting the meat hook for 4 on this turn. Not that I'm saying it would even resolve or land, and we did just draw another land, by the way, so that's fun times. That's fun times. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, we're just dead here. We're just dead here. Shoot. They have exactly lethal, man, and I have exactly enough to meat hook the whole board next turn and gain all that life back. And they even crew the bank buster. We lose with that as well. So I think it's safe to say we can concede this game. I just don't I don't foresee any sort of victory happening here. So that'll do it. That'll do it. It's unfortunate. I mean, we flooded out really hard. We went second. Everything was kind of stacked against us there, so it is what it is. But on to the next one. Oh, Hinata, man. Hinata is a powerful, powerful deck. Excuse me. Yeah, man. Hinata, I love the card. I think it's phenomenal, but it is going to be a beast of a card, man, for a while, I think. This is really, really good. Okay. We can make this work for sure. Give a little hello here. I don't know why every time I set my emotes, like the visual emotes like they just had, every time I set them, they disappear the next time I get on the game, which is so strange. Let's see. Do we want to revitalize, hunt for specimens? I feel like I kind of want to just wait for the Sedgemoor Witch next turn before I start doing anything. I think that's fine. Just really want to get the advantage with the pests here. Without the pests, our deck is kind of not nearly as good, so. What's the move? Add 1 mana of any color. Spend this mana only to cast or pilot a vehicle spell. Haha, we're doing this stuff, huh? Interesting. No problem. I mean, it's kind of a problem, but it's fine. My turn, and we're gonna... Ooh, Rite of Oblivion is so good. All right, Sedgemoor Witch comes down first. Let's pray there's no removal here. Please, 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 no removal. If we can get 1 turn without removal, we can spit out a couple pests. We're gonna be good to go. I don't know what our opponent's up to, so I can't really count on that, but... They sack the Plowshares to get a 1/1 counter. That seems a little aggressive. Okay. So what should we do here? Double Oblivion? Probably, right? But then I lose a Stormcaller, which feels kind of sad. Maybe we just go this into Oblivion. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, let's see. I think I would rather double the Revitalize than more than anything. Sure, we'll grab that. Let's get a little defensive here. All right, we're gonna blow you up. Oh wait, hold on. This is actually gonna allow them to bring things back from the graveyard. Now I'm starting to figure out their plan. Duh, Greasefang brings things back from the graveyard, and which is why they sacked their Plowshares there. Actually, a great play on their part. Didn't actually put that together until just now, so it's good we got the Greasefang exiled here. And they're doing this in red and black too, which is pretty cool. All right, we're gonna double Revitalize here. Not too scared of what they got on board here, especially if we're gonna be gaining this much life. We should be pulling far ahead at this point now. A little bit of Plumb the Forbidden, love that. Love that. Would have loved to humiliate there too, though, to get their hand. Would have been really cool. All right, let's get the Rite of Oblivion off here, I think. On the Metacore, that seems fine. Actually, let's attack first. Attack in first. And we Oblivion you. Just in case. And it leaves us with the blocker now, and we've also got, you know what, let's hunt for specimens here. I think we could Plumb the Forbidden, but I think I'm going to hunt for specimens just to look to close this game out, and then we'll grab another one of these. Just removal city. If they want to play any sort of creatures, they're going to get removed off the battlefield. So I think we got this pretty much locked down. Yeah, there's a scoop there. Yeah, that was a pretty dominant performance from our deck. I like that. That was nice. And on to the next one. All right, we're kind of cruising along. This is nice, man. This is working out really, really well right now. I'm liking how this is performing for sure. All right, what do we got? Opening hand is... It's okay. I think we keep because we have the pests and the mana's good. So I think we keep this. And then we just drew a Meat Hook Massacre, which is super helpful because our opponent's playing forests. Oh yeah, this is either going to be like Selesnya enchantments or some sort of life gain deck again. Let's see. I feel like I need to play this for white over these because these need to be black, I think. I know that might seem a little crazy, but we do have Hunt for Specimens, which can get us an Environmental Sciences for a blue source. So I think that's fine. Got to prioritize the black, though, because of the Meat Hook as well as the Invoke Despair. Do we look to do anything about that right now, or do we just gain life block? It just got trampled, though. I think we just play this and we humiliate. I think that's fine. That's a pretty big grab, I think, because they can now not get any more Legion Angels. The Legion, that's basically 4 cards for 1, which is really good. And then we can Rite of Oblivion the Mana Elixir. Or the Cosmos Elixir. Okay, so yeah, I think I made the right move here. Rabble Rousing is a pretty problematic card too, though. I'm looking to keep the board clear here, though. We have Meat Hook Massacre, so should be okay. So I'm gonna let this actually get through here with no blocks, because I need the Cosmos Elixir. It's a little bit more of a dangerous card for me to have to deal with later. So we do this, we gain a little bit of life. We do this, we go ahead and pop Environmental Sciences for our blue source. And then we get Sedgemoor Witch. Well, do we want Sedgemoor Witch in here, or do we want to look to blow up the board? I'm not sure. Probably want to get Sedgemoor Witch in here. I don't know. It's just, maybe not. I think blowing up the board, because Rabble Rousing is only as good as creatures being on the board, right? So we might as well just blow up the board. Let's do it. Keep the board clear. That's probably going to be either Starnheim Unleashed or Doomscar. I gotta imagine one of those two. I hope it's Doomscar. I mean, I guess not. Actually, Doomscar would be pretty bad. All right, they're gonna draw a card off that, which is annoying. All right, let's go here. And then Revitalize, I think, is fair. Got a land, which is great. We needed another land. I still need one more black source in order to invoke Despair if we find it. If this is Doomscar, it's not the worst thing in the world, though, because we do have another Sedgemoor Witch. So it could work out okay. Yeah. Not ideal, though, because of the elixir, but we did just deal 2 damage, so they're only gaining life this turn. Yikes. They've got quite the situation brewing on their side, man. It's pretty annoying. All right, we're going to go here and then here for sure. And what do we want to grab here? Probably... I don't know. Probably just another Sciences here is fine. Probably a Sciences is just fine. Gosh, now I don't know what I want to Oblivion now. And we're going to have to use our Meat Hook Massacre again. I guess we could Oblivion, though, the Rabble Rousing and not really worry too much about the Meat Hook problem. Oh, wow, they didn't even attack into us. Very weird. All right, we're going to go here. Let's grab another black source, I think. And then... what do we want to do this turn? Oh, we only have a black source. Okay, that makes things easier. I was going to say, what do we want to do this turn? But that makes things a little easier. All right, we take care of the Rabble Rousing. And we have a really good Plumb the Forbidden, so we're going to draw a ton of cards, hopefully just reducing our situation here. We are going to give up another card to them, though, with the Cosmos Elixir. That thing's really going off for them right now, even though we took care of one earlier, which is super annoying. Okay. Still no attacks, even when they got the 3/3 with Vigilance and Trample. I feel like that should have been an attack, but it's not my issue to deal with. All right, let's go with the Plum. I think the Plum is fine. 1, 2, 3. Draw some cards. We gotta get some stuff in our hand here. We also get to spit out just as many pests, which is a phenomenal combo, by the way. Plumb the Forbidden with the Sedgemoor Witch is just a little silly, to be honest. Ooh, a little Seagate action here. Seagate into what, though? Double Specimens? Double Specimens or double Revitalize, maybe. Double Specimens is interesting, but I think double Revitalize to draw some cards here is fine. Yeah, let's do that. Let's try to draw some cards. We got to look to, you know, get maybe a Invoke Despair would be great. I think that's totally fair. Are they looking to maybe remove that with some sort of instant speed magic? I don't know. Double Revitalize. All right. Oh, Siphoning Insight, not bad. I could throw this down for blue. That's not bad. Hopefully find some good stuff off the top of their deck. I mean, we're just doing our thing now. We're dialed in at 31 life total. We know we got them down to 18. Stops them from drawing cards with the elixir. We're dialed right now, man. And we can meat hook the board still too and deal a ton of damage by our creatures dying, which is kind of nice, but I don't know if that's even necessary, to be honest. I think if we just find another Rite of Oblivion, we just completely destroy the rest of their game plan. We take out all their key things, like maybe the Elspeth and a wedding announcement, maybe. They don't attack again. I am so confused as to why they're not attacking in here. They would have gained 5 off of the Jewel Thief there and then drawn a card, but they're afraid of me, like, blocking with multiples. But you got to start dealing some damage soon, I would imagine. Why do I feel like it's gonna skip through this phase? I put on full control here because it just kind of jumped through a phase there. Okay, cool. I was gonna say, let me play my insight here. Don't jump too far ahead. All right, come on. What do we got here? Doomscar is cool. I do have a Sedgemoor Witch too. I mean, it's the most useful card out of the two, right? So let's just take it. Do we want to blow up the board, though? Question of the day. This is such an interesting turn, right? Because if we blow up the board, we deal a lot of damage, we gain a lot of life. That's great. They're left with an Elspeth, not great. I could go digging for some cards, and that way I don't lose the value of all 7 of these. How many cards do I have in my deck? 34, so I can kind of go ham with this. Let's just go get some cards, man. I think getting some cards here. What do you think? 5 probably. Let's get 5 cards. 5 cards. Let's not overdo it because I don't want to have to discard my whole hand to the graveyard here. So let's get 5 cards. We're looking for an Oblivion. That's what we want. Rite of Oblivion, so we can take care of Elspeth, take care of the Elixir, and we'll be locked in. Oh, a Seagate is so good, especially if we find the Oblivion. Come on. No way. No way. Come on, man. There's no way. Gosh darn it. All right, well, let's just Seagate then. And then we will Specimens. And the Specimens will just cycle out all these lands from our hand when we double Specimen. Gosh darn it. That's so unfortunate. Opponent's just taking a long time here to accept these sort of plays. All right, we tap the blue sources. That way we can get, if we do get a Rite of Oblivion, we need the right mana to cast it. So hand, you go. Gosh darn it. Hand, you go. Come on, we're getting screwed here. Okay. I mean, I guess let's just look to plum again. I don't know. No, let's cycle through again. Doesn't really matter how we do this. We have 10 pests, 11, 12 pests, and a Sedgemoor Witch. We're doing some good stuff here. We just gotta find our tools, man. We gotta find what we need. We have the tools. We just gotta find them. Where are they? Where are they? I can't let this Elspeth get past 7, man. I can't. I think it can ult now, right? It can. Shoot. Gotta stop that, man. And we also gotta stop this thing from smashing our face. We might have to doomscar the board, which would feel pretty bad. Shoot. Drawing cards, doing their thing. Unbelievable. All right, well. Gosh, I really think that we should have probably drawn a Rite of Oblivion by now, right? We've only seen one. We've only seen one. Okay. Let's try again. Gotta, you know what? I mean, I don't want to deck myself though either, so I gotta be really careful about how many cards I take here. I think 6 is fine. Because if this gets to the really late game, there is a very small chance I deck myself if we're digging this hard. All right, come on, Oblivion, we need you here. We need you here. Come on, there you are. Finally, finally. Now I'm talking. Okay, now we're good. Now we're good. Game's over for sure. Now we got it. Okay, you're gone. And I can do a little siphoning inside action too, so this is fair. Guess we got to start with you though, because you're just a little too big for your britches over here. So got to get rid of you. Get all the lands over here, so I know what the heck's going on. And then we got siphoning insight able to be cast, as well as some other spells. I can still cast another Oblivion actually. Okay, let's do that. Sorry, it's hard to keep track of my hand here. It's so hard to see. And the clock is just going off right now because of how many triggers we have going on at the moment. But we're looking good, man. We got them down to 12. We took away their life gain mechanic. They've only got 3 3s that can be chump blocked all day long. And yeah, man, we're looking solid. Looking very solid. This is good stuff. And then still Doomscar on board too if we want to blow up the board. We could probably just win the game that way. We have plenty of creatures on our side that the meat hook will deal enough damage. So a simple Doomscar wins us the game unless they gain more life here. So should be fine. There's an argument to be said that I probably had lethal somewhere built into that last turn, but it was not worth looking for, if I'm being honest. It was not worth looking for. That would have taken way too long. There's the scoop. Doomscar, boom, we win the game anyway. So it was pretty hard for them to figure out how, if they could have got meat hook off the board, they had a chance, but little did they know we had another one in hand. So good game. And that will conclude today's gameplay footage, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's deck. It was really fun for me to play. You know, anytime I get a chance to play Esper, it's a good time. I'm going to break it down in full now for you guys. But before I do so, I just want to say a huge shout out and thank you to everyone who's made it this far into the video. It means a lot to me. It helps out huge on the YouTube algorithm. So thanks for sticking with me. And I'm glad you enjoyed the content enough to do so. With that being said, though, let's talk about the deck. So Obviously, Sedgemoor Witch, a really good card. I wish I've gotten a chance to play this a little bit sooner. I don't know why, it came out so late for me to play, but it was really, really fun. Obviously, spitting out the pest generates a lot of value with things like Rite of Oblivion. So right away, we had a pretty good idea of what we wanted to build this and how we wanted to build this. And we decided to splash in blue for the Stormcaller because it's another card I've been wanting to play for a while that's just super good. This is normally something I would throw in like a magecraft build, which is pretty fun to do, but today with the Sedgemoor Witch, I thought it made a lot of sense because we can, use it to proc more spells being cast and generate double the value without having to run like a Grixis build. I think Esper's a little bit better because we have better cards like Rite of Oblivion. We could have run things like Vanishing Verse too, but we'll get into that later. But I think Rite of Oblivion works best because you can use it twice and it just generates another token every time we take a token. So it's basically like a 2 mana, then a 4 mana, just straight removal for no additional cost because the Sedgemoor Witch takes care of that extra cost, by spitting out those pests. But that's kind of where we started. And then from there, I kind of filled in, the 2-drop slots as best I could. I looked for some 1-drop mechanics, the best I could as well. I think the 2-drops were the way to go, though. Obviously, Plumb the Forbidden, you saw how good that can be with just a plethora of pest tokens. Humiliate, obviously so very good if you can get it paired off with the Seagate Stormcaller hitting our opponent's hand twice. And the fact that we get to choose pretty much anything is so powerful. Revitalize came in clutch. This was a late addition to the deck. I didn't actually have this in the deck, but we kept getting down, and getting beat with this deck right before we started turning the corner and coming back into the game and generating the value we needed to. So I figured a little bit of life gain can go a long way, especially if we're going to be copying. And it turned out to work really, really well. So I'm glad I put it in the deck. Hunt for Specimens was a no-brainer. It kind of feeds into the game plan, opening up the opportunity here for a sideboard. So we got 2 Environmental Sciences, 2 Teachings, 2 Necrotic Fumes, and then a Pest Summoning. I thought that was fantastic. You might want to add like a Mascot Exhibition for late game, but other than that, it's pretty sweet. I had to have Invoke Despair, triggering the Witch, as well as, this card is just anytime you run black with any sort of control, Invoke Despair is just busted. But as you can see here, that's the deck in a nutshell. The Meat Hook Massacre played a huge role as well. But this deck was pretty simple to build around. The idea of these 2 cards, and then from there you just kind of start building out. And like I said, you can kind of throw in things like Vanishing Verse would do really, really well, but no need to throw that in there with Rite of Oblivion. I think you got a pretty good deal with the Rite of Oblivion. But it's pretty simple. All you want to do is, go instant sorcery speed spells. And then also in your filters, you can go 2 or less just to kind of make sure the Stormcaller hits a lot of value from that. And then from here, you can just kind of choose sort of things that you want to do. If you want to get more aggressive, you can add like those Magecraft mechanics to your creatures, do a little bit more smashing in the face. But I think this deck does better with control and then getting late game and grinding them out with the, the incremental damage sort of ideas. I thought about putting some Valorant Stances in here as a way to protect your Sedgemoor Witch and at the same time act as removal. That's something you can consider as well. I also considered throwing in some counter magic. Counter magic would be pretty interesting, especially if you run something like what is it? The Make Disappear, because it has a casualty ability, works pretty well with the pest. You can casualty a pest away, countered twice, which is pretty cool. Didn't work out that great. It was actually in the spot of Revitalize before Revitalize made the cut. I think Revitalize worked out a lot better. There was just not a lot of positions where Make Disappear worked out really well. But yeah, man, again, you can just kind of go through here. I considered Eaten Alive as a tool. Eaten Alive is a 1-drop spell. You could sack a pest and then, exile pretty much anything. But I thought the Oblivion did just enough. The fact that we can reuse them all twice, it did plenty of removal for us to where we didn't even really need Eaten Alive. And Eaten Alive, is good, but once you cast this, it doesn't trigger the pest, right away. So if you don't have a pest on the board yet, it might not be so good. But yeah, ultimately thought the deck worked really well. You can kind of go through here, have some fun with it, choose some things that you might want to add to the deck, take away from the deck. But ultimately, I thought the deck worked out really, really well. If you guys, have any ideas on how to make the deck any better, by all means, leave it in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, man. Before I hop out of here, as always, huge shout out goes to the Marty Mob. I appreciate the Marty Mob so very much for hanging out here today, and just thank you so much for your memberships, man. I do appreciate it so very much. The Marty Mob is the membership program here on the channel. These people, they help support the channel through their monthly memberships, and I just got to give a huge shout out and thank you and appreciation at the end of every video to let them know how much I do appreciate you know, their patronage here on the channel. So thank you so very much. Again, there's only going to be 3 videos this week, unfortunately, so be on the lookout for that, and then hopefully we'll be back to 5 by next week if I can get my schedule locked up and lined up again. But just a busy weekend, unfortunately. And yeah, guys, I hope to see you on the next video. Appreciate you, and we'll see you on the next one. Till then, peace.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. The name is Fizzy, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. Where's the upload, man? Man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't cheap.